Well, hey, good morning, Gateway Church. It is Pastor Bobby here, and I am here to bring you today's daily soap reading. We are in First and Second Samuel. We just finished up the book of Mark, and I hope you enjoyed that. And we get to dig into one of my favorite historical books in the Old Testament, and it opens with this story of kind of these contrasting people. First, you have Hannah, and she is the mother of the prophet Samuel. And then you have these two priests, Phineas and Hophni, and these guys are these wicked priests. And what I just found so interesting as I was reading this morning is it was just a good reminder about the posture we take to God, and even the things that God sees as pleasing to Him and displeasing to Him. What's really interesting is if you look at Hannah kind of begging to have a son and begging to God. It's really interesting that it doesn't seem like a typical prayer we would put like our stamp of approval on. You know, she's kind of begging, she's pleading. You don't know necessarily what she's feeling, but she has the right posture towards God. And then you look at Hophni and Phineas, and these guys are doing the right things. They're priests. They're giving their life over to God. It looks, on the surface like they're these great guys, but really they're sinister, and they really don't care about God, and they're using whatever they can to leverage more for themselves and to get what they want. And it just was a really interesting story to open up this book. That here you have a woman off the street coming into the temple who is almost accusatory, in the way she's praying, and it looks like she's drunk, but here she is, this very holy woman. And then you have these two guys who are priests that look the part, they sound the part, they act the part, but the posture of their heart is in the complete wrong place. And that was just a huge challenge to me, especially as someone who's in the ministry. Am I someone who's just looking the part, or am I acting the part? How is the posture of my heart? Am I just doing things out of obligation, or because it's my job? Am I, or maybe you might even be asking yourself, am I doing these things just because I go to church, or just because people know I'm a Christian, or is it because I really care about what God thinks? Is it because I really, love Jesus? Am I just trying to be a good person and fit in the suburban model and do whatever, I think is right in my own eyes? Or am I doing, these good things out of the love that I have for Jesus? And so I just want that to be the challenge for you today. As you're reading, kind of look at the different characters and how this story is opening. Because sometimes, the beginning of a story, like any story, is really important. And I think that is something that the author of Samuel and that God's trying to get across whenever he's showing Hannah and he's showing Hophni and Phineas. I think there's some really intentional things in there. But anyway, thank you for joining us, and I hope you tune in. And remember, tomorrow we are going to be launching our Connect group after hours. We'll have more details on that later today. I hope you'll enjoy it. We are going through the book of Colossians together. It's one of my favorite books of the Bible, like every book of the Bible. You're probably sick of me saying that, but anyway, you are invited. It is tomorrow night at 8:30 after the kids go to bed. But let's just pray. Jesus, we thank you for who you are, and we just thank you for this story out of Samuel today. Let us just be reminded to check our hearts, to check the posture of our hearts, to check our intentions. That we aren't just doing actions out of obligation, but that we are people who are fully committed to you out of our relationship that we have with you. We love you, and we praise you, and we thank you in your name. Amen. Amen. Hope you guys have a great Tuesday, and I will see you next week, or I'll see you guys tomorrow for Connect Group. Bye.